Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 1st July 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note, we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. All the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. To access the training lessons at our channel homepage, click on the tab post. Then you get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that is having all the training lessons. You just click on this link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available. To access the first lesson, scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions. Then it will be useful to you to become a very good independent trader in the coming days. The training instructions are available at our Telegram channel. I have provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So go to the old messages in the Telegram channel to find the training instructions. You can also find them in the pinned messages also. Okay, now let's get into report generation. First, I am going to generate finding the stocks near daily and 75 minutes time frame. For daily time frame, stocks near to the daily demand zone, we got 8 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity demand zones. Astral is having a daily high liquidity demand zone, and Prestige is also having daily high liquidity demand zone. You can use these high liquidity demand zones for the HLQ zone strategy you learned in lesson 21.3 videos. I'm giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. So pause the video, study the reports, and then move on to the next reports. Those who don't understand the structure of the report, I request you complete the training lesson 21.1 video. In that video, I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, next. Daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 6 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity supply zones. First one, it is a NIFTY PSU bank, is not listed in F&O, so I am not considering this stock. Okay, here you have Hindustan Copper is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. So we have identified one daily high liquidity supply zone for the HLQ zone strategy. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone, we got 5 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity 75 minutes demand zones. Here Fortis is having a daily high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. It is also having 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone also. That means sometimes stock will be moving between these two zones. So that's why we may get trade opportunities on either side. That's it. We got only one 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone from this list. Next, for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone, we got 15 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity 75 minutes supply zones from this list. REC Limited is not valid because it is a pierced zone. No, we don't have any 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. No HLQ zones from 75 minutes supply zones. Okay, so this is about daily and 75 minutes HLQ zones. Next, I am going to generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with NIFTY, monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. In all supply demand zone chain reports, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. Always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. And you already know one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF trends. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report. Please follow these rules for all the supply demand zone chain reports. Okay, next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 125-minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75-minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25-minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 15-minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 5-minute supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is a NIFTY supply demand zone chain. Next, I will generate a BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. I'm going back, changing the name to NIFTY Bank. That is nothing but BANKNIFTY. So generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. So this is BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. So we have completed both NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain generation. Next, we will generate sideways, bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. So starting with monthly income trade, sideways long trade setup, entry time frame, daily, entry zone, demand zone. At daily, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhance score 11. Let's generate. So we got 7 stocks. Monthly income trade, sideways long trade setup, and entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. And I am not filtering the pierced zones. Pierced zones use only for pierced zone strategies. Don't use any other strategies. Only daily time frame I am not filtering the pierced zones, because some of you are using pierced zone strategies. Land in lesson 28. Okay, next, sideways short trade setup for monthly income trade. The changes are daily supply zone and here sideways short. We got 2 stocks. And entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Next, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. The changes are daily demand zone. Here bullish, and also minimum odd and enhanced score should be 12. So we got 20 stocks. First 18 stocks in the list supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. Like that we got 20 daily demand zones. First 18 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. So total 20 stocks are filtered. Out of these 20, we can further filter based on the different zone confluence strategies for finding the more high probability trade setup supported zones. So first strategy I am adding daily and weekly demand zone confluence. After that we will apply EMA confluence. First let us filter this. So 15 stocks are filtered. In these 15 stocks, all the daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zones. All these daily demand zones overlapped with weekly demand zones. Because daily is part of the weekly demand zone, the order flow in this daily could be a little stronger compared to the other zones. At the same time, the trend on the weekly is uptrend. Because this is bullish trade setup, trend is uptrend. We can further filter weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence. Because daily is overlapped with weekly, those daily demand zones might be having even much stronger institutional order flows. So let's further filter based on weekly EMA confluence, because weekly trend is uptrend. So weekly demand zone with weekly EMA confluence filter is enabled. Now after applying the filter, 10 stocks are filtered. That way these 10 daily demand zones might be having strong institutional order flows. The probability of getting success could be higher. But remember, lesson 20, checklist items should be supported by all these zones. Otherwise, there are higher chances zones will be violated. You should not forget that point. Any income trade, always lesson 20, checklist items should satisfy. Then only you have to plan the trade. Otherwise, the risk is very high. Success rate could be less. Okay. This is based on LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is daily and weekly demand zone confluence and also weekly EMA confluence. Always look into the search strategy that will tell you how we filtered the stocks. This is the demand zone confluence and this is the EMA confluence. And entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. This is how you should understand. So remaining reports quickly I will generate. I will give less commentary. Okay, next we will filter based on daily, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence and removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, now we will add 3 filters. First one is daily, weekly, already enabled. Next, daily and monthly demand zone confluence, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. With all 3 filters, daily, weekly, monthly, we got 5 stocks. In all these 5 stocks, daily demand zones overlapped with weekly, both together overlapped with monthly demand zone. That means all the demand zones are part of the monthly demand zone. And also monthly trend, HTF trend is up. Let us further filter monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence. The EMA at monthly, I am checking monthly demand zone with monthly EMA. So we got 2 stocks. That way, these 2 stocks might be having stronger institutional order flows, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. If lesson 20 checklist items are not satisfied, there are higher chances zones might be violated. They are saying higher chances. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Similarly, we will generate bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone supply zone. Here at daily I am selecting bearish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and enhanced score 12. Let's filter. We got 3 stocks. Entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Out of these 3 daily supply zones, how many might be having strong institutional order flows? Let's verify based on the zone confluence strategies. This time supply zone, the daily and weekly supply zone confluence. All 3 are filtered. That means in all 3 daily supply zones overlapped with weekly supply zone. And weekly trend is down in all the stocks. Let's further filter based on the EMA confluence at weekly. So weekly supply zone with weekly EMA confluence. We got 2 stocks out of 3. 2 are filtered. That way these 2 daily supply zones might be having strong institutional order flows to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next we will filter based on daily, weekly and monthly supply zone confluence, all 3. Removing EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. Daily and weekly already enabled, daily and monthly, and weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. We enabled all the 3 filters. So we got 2 stocks. The same 2 stocks again. That means in all the 2 stocks, daily zones overlapped with weekly, both together overlapped with monthly supply zones. But monthly trend is sideways. EMA confluence does not give any advantage in when the trend is sideways. So we are not filtering based on EMA. So this is based on this is a bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. So we have completed monthly income trade reports. Next we will generate weekly income trades. Weekly income trade sideways long trade setup, entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone demand zone. At 75 minutes I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 11 for sideways, and third filter we are adding, that is 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 75 minutes time frame I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means the zone is not pierced. Which zone? 75 minutes demand zone, whatever you select here. Okay, now let's filter. We got 2 stocks. Sideways long trade setup. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. See, this one already tested 7 times. Next, sideways short trade setup, the changes are 75 minutes supply zone. Here sideways short trade setup, let's filter. We got 3 stocks. Sideways short trade setup for a weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones. And second one is already tested once. Next, bullish trade setup for a weekly income trade. The changes are 75 minutes demand zone, here bullish, and also minimum odd enhancer score 12. Let's filter. First 17 stocks in the list, we got big list. First 17 supporting bullish trade setup for a weekly income trade, and all these entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. All 75 minutes demand zones. So first 17 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. Total 23 stocks are filtered. Bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zone 75 minutes demand zones. Out of these 23, there could be some high probability trade setup supported zones might be available, that we will filter based on zone confluence. First filter is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence, that is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. I enabled the filter. After applying the filter on the 23 stocks, now the list is come down to 15 stocks. In all the 15 stocks, 75 minutes demand zones overlapped with daily demand zones in all these 15 stocks. And also daily trend is ITF trend. Daily trend is uptrend in all these stocks. So that we can further filter based on daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence. So here daily demand zone with daily EMA, because 75 minutes demand zone overlapped with this daily demand zone. So we are checking daily demand zone with daily EMA. Not only that, daily trend is also uptrend. Now we got 9 stocks. These 9 75 minutes demand zones might be having stronger institutional order flows, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zones might be violated. Okay. This is based on LTF and ITF, demand zone confluence, and ITF EMA confluence. Those filters we have specified here. Okay, next we will filter based on LTF, ITF, and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. 75 minutes daily and weekly demand zone confluence. I am removing EMA filter. Demand zone confluence, 3 filters I am adding. First one already enabled. Next 75 minutes and weekly demand zone confluence. Daily and weekly demand zone confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, 75 minutes, daily and weekly, we got 8 stocks. In all these 8 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily demand zone, both together again overlapped with weekly demand zone. And weekly trend is up in 6 stocks except first and third. So those 6 uptrend stocks, if any weekly demand zone having weekly EMA, then those 75 minutes demand zone might be having stronger institutional order flow to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at weekly time frame, checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways, because it is bullish trade setup, trend should be uptrend. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks. That way these 4 75 minutes demand zones might be having stronger institutional order flows. Okay, this is a bullish trade setup for a weekly income trade. Next we will look into bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish at 75 minutes, selecting bearish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhance score 12, and also 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, I am selecting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 5 stocks. This is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade, and entry time frame zones are 75 minutes supply zones. Out of these 5 75 minute supply zone, let us identify high probability trade setup supported zones based on zone confluence. First one is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. We got 4 stocks out of 5. All 75 minute supply zones overlapped with daily supply zone, and also daily trend is downtrend in all the stocks. Let's further filter. EMA confluence at daily, I am checking daily supply zone with daily EMA. Anyway, daily trend is downtrend. So we got 2 stocks. That way, these 2 75 minute supply zones might be having stronger institutional order flows. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. See, the first one is already tested. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. 75 minutes daily and weekly supply zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter. Supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled, that is 75 and daily. Next 75 and weekly, daily and weekly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, We got only one stock. This 75-minute supply zone overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together overlapped with weekly supply zone. But weekly trend is sideways. Sideways EMA Confluence does not give any advantage. So this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. So we have completed weekly income trade reports. Next we will look into daily income trade reports. For daily income trade, entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish, bearish, sideways at 15 minutes. I am selecting a sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhance score 11 for sideways, and also 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. In the pierced count, at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value I am setting 0, maximum value setting 0, so that zone is not pierced. So we got 4 stocks. In all these 4 stocks, daily income trade sideways long trade setup they are supporting. That is, entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Next we will look into daily income trade sideways short trade setup. Short trade setup, entry time frame, the changes are entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zone, and one more change, sideways short trade setup. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks. And entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zones. See, both these stocks already tested. And the 4th one already tested 4 times. Okay, next we will look into bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Changes are 15 minutes demand zone. Here bullish, and also minimum odd enhance score should be 12. Let's filter. So we got 18 stocks. So first 15 stocks in the list, and in all the stocks entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Even Nifty 50 is also there in this list. First 15 stocks in the list. I am scrolling the list down. Total 18 stocks are filtered. Bullish trade setup for daily income trade, entry time frame zones, 15 minutes demand zones. Out of these 18 15 minutes demand zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the zone confluence. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is nothing but 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. So in the demand zone confluence, I am selecting the filter. 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. By applying the filter on the 18 stocks, we got 15 stocks. In all these 15 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is, ITF trend is up in all the stocks. So we can further filter based on 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA. So we got 2 stocks. That way these 2 15 minutes demand zones might be having better probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise zones might be violated. Okay, next we will further filter based on LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence. After that HTF EMA confluence. ITF EMA I am removing. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we will set. First filter is already enabled, 15 and 75. Next 15 minutes and daily demand zone confluence, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. In these 4 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. But daily trend is up in only in 2 stocks. Let us verify in these two stocks any daily demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. And also the trend on the daily time frame should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So one stock is filtered. That way, this particular zone might be having stronger institutional order flow to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, zone might be violated. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, we will look into bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish. At 15 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order hands score 12. And also 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value should be 0 and maximum value should be 0. Now let's filter the stocks. We got 4 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade, and entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. So we got 4 15 minute supply zones. Out of these 4 15 minute supply zones, we can further filter based on the zone confluence. First filter is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. By enabling the filter, out of 4 we got 2 stocks. And these 2 15 minute supply zones are overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is a downtrend in both the stocks. Let's further filter if any of these stocks are having daily EMA confluence. 75 minutes supply zone with daily EMA. One stock is filtered. That way the stock might be having strong institutional order flow to get success. Maybe that is the reason why already it is tested 3 times. But the only thing is, see, the demand and supply zone risk is very small. So you can't accept the trade with this risk. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. That is 75 minutes, 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. With all 3 filters, we did not get any stocks. So this is bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next we will generate hourly income trade reports quickly. Entry time frame 5 minutes. Entry zone, demand zone. At 5 minutes sideways long, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 11, and 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. 0 values. Let's filter. We got 5 stocks. Bullish sideways long trade setup for hourly income trade, and entry time frames are 5 minutes demand zones. All these are all 5 minutes demand zones. Next, sideways short trade setup for hourly income trade. The changes are 5 minutes supply zone and here sideways short. Let's filter. We got 2 stocks and entry time frame zones are 5 minutes supply zones. Okay, next we will look into bullish trade setup. The changes are 5 minutes demand zone, here bullish, and minimum order enhancer score 12. Let's filter. First 16 stocks in the list, bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 5 minutes demand zones. First 16 stocks, I am scrolling the list down. So total 20 stocks are filtered. And in this 20, let us further filter based on the zone confluence. First one, 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter. So we got 15 stocks. 5 minutes demand zones overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. And 15 minutes trend is up. Let us further filter based on 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. None of them are having EMA. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence supported stocks. 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. 5 minutes and 15. Next 5 minutes and 75 minutes. And 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 8 stocks. That means in all the 8 stocks, 5 minutes demand zone overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. Both together overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. 75 minutes trend uptrend stocks are there. Few are sideways. We have to eliminate sideways. Let us check uptrend stocks are having 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. And also trend on the 75 minutes should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. None of them are having EMA confluence. No stocks are having. Okay, fine. Next we will look into sideways short trade setup. Not sideways, sorry. Bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame is 5 minutes. Entry zone, supply zone, and also here at 5 minutes bearish zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhances score 12, and 5 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, 5 minutes minimum value 0, maximum value 0. Let's filter. We got 5 stocks. In all the 5 stocks, these supply zones, 5 minute supply zones are supporting a bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Out of these 5, any high probability trade setup supported zones, let us verify. First filter is 5 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. Let's verify how many are there. 3 stocks are having 5 minute supply zones overlapped with 15 minute supply zones. And 15 minutes trend is a downtrend. Let us further filter in these 3 stocks on 15 minutes time frame having daily EMA confluence. 15 minute supply zones. 15 minute supply zone with daily EMA. None of them are having EMA. Fine, let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. That is 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes. All 3 supply zone confluence supported stocks. 3 filters we have to set. First one is already enabled. Next 5 minutes and 75 minutes. And 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only 1 stock. So in this stock, 5 minute supply zone overlapped with 15 minute supply zone, both together overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is downtrend. Let's verify. Any 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. So this is having 75 minute supply zone with daily. That way this is a high probability. Maybe that is the reason why this zone is already tested 6 times. So this is a bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. So now we have completed all the income trade reports. Next we will find the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Starting with the half yearly time frame. Starting with the yearly time frame. Price closed inside the yearly demand zone. We got 1 stock. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone. No stocks. Next time frame half yearly. Stocks near half yearly demand zone. No stocks. Stocks near to the half yearly supply zone. Also no stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly demand zone. We got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone. We got 4 stocks. Next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near to the quarterly demand zone. We got 1 stock. Next, stocks near to the quarterly supply zone. We got 1 stock. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. We got 11 stocks. We can further filter based on EMA Confluence. On quarterly time frame, I'm selecting quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA, and also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. So it can be up or down trends. So we got 6 stocks, all quarterly demand zones having quarterly EMA Confluence. And current price closed inside those quarterly demand zones. Okay, next quarterly time frame, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 16 stocks. Let us further filter based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the quarterly supply zone should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 3 stocks. Okay, next time frame is monthly. Stocks near to the monthly demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone. We got 5 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. We got 20 stocks. First 19 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 20 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. So we got 8 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Forty stocks are filtered. And we can further filter this list based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. Now the list is come down to 13 stocks. Out of 40, only 13 stocks are having monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone. We got 11 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone. We got 15 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. We got 18 stocks, first 17 in the list. Scrolling the list down. Totally 18 stocks are filtered. Out of these 18, how many are having EMA Confluence with the weekly demand zones? Let's filter. Weekly time frame, weekly demand zone having weekly EMA. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. We got 6 stocks. These 6 weekly demand zones are having weekly EMA. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 71 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. Weekly supply zone with weekly EMA, and also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down with these filters. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 17 stocks are filtered. So this is about a weekly time frame. Next time frame daily already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes time frame. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone, we got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minutes supply zone, we got 11 stocks. Next time frame 75 minutes already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near to the 25 minutes demand zone, we got 7 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minutes supply zone, we got 9 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone, we got 5 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone, we got 7 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone, we got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone, we got 10 stocks. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. And in the final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I am scrolling the list down, whichever the stock you want to refer there, pause the video. After that you can proceed further. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.